going to be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs, and we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Tuesday, August 31st, 2021. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. While I was getting ready for the show this morning, I realized that I hadn't covered anything related to this weekend's Poland Pro yet, which makes this the perfect time to segue into the segment about Wesley Vissers. Last week, Wesley caught everyone by surprise when he announced that he would be competing in Poland this weekend, where we assume that he'll be coming in looking to get a little bit of redemption for the third place finish he had in Portugal a few weeks ago, where there was a lot of talk after the show about him deserving a higher placing. Wesley has so many tools that he's always a threat to go the distance whenever he's in the lineup. So even if he comes in and matches the package he brought to Portugal, that alone might be enough to push him back into the winner's circle. If you've been watching this show for any length of time, then you probably heard me say a million times how important it is for people to double down on their strengths. But sometimes part of the problem with that is that people don't always recognize where their areas of strength lie. Well, I'm here to tell you that doesn't seem to be the case for Breon Ansley. According to Breon, right now his plan is to match the level of conditioning that he brought to the 2017 Olympia, which might have been his best look ever. Only this time around, he's bringing another 15 pounds of stage weight to go along with it. Now, whether or not that'll be enough to upset the balance of power in the division is still up in the air. But if everything pans out the way he's hoping, it'll be really interesting to see if the best Breon can step up to reclaim his title. I think it's pretty well documented at this point that I'm a big believer in people speaking their truth. If you feel strongly about something, then you should let it be known, because there are a lot of unintended consequences to censoring your speech. So with that being said, Dennis James isn't one for holding his tongue. So when someone asked him during a Q&A last week who he saw as the #1 threat to Big Ramy at the Olympia this year, it shouldn't have come as any surprise that he fired back almost immediately with Hadi Choopan. We've covered Hadi a lot in this show, and anyone who's seen the content that he's been putting up knows how insane he's looking right now. But for someone like DJ to come out on the record and say that he put Hadi at the top of the list definitely makes it feel like this is the real deal. Pound for pound, Hadi and Ramy are two of the most powerful bodybuilders on the planet. So if it comes down to these two battling it out for the Sandow, I think it'll be one of those moments that'll define the direction of the men's open class for the next few years. One of the things that I really like to drive home to my clients after a show is the need for them to sit down and do some self-reflection on what went right and what went wrong, so they don't keep repeating the same mistakes over and over. And if I had to guess, one of the lessons that Blessing Awodibu learned during his rookie campaign is that work is never done. Since he wrapped up his season a few weeks back, it's pretty much been all gas and no brakes on his end, so he can get himself to where he needs to be before the start of the next season. But I will say this, just because he has one of the biggest personalities in the industry doesn't mean that he doesn't pour everything that he has into getting better every single day. The man knows how to work, and I don't think there's any way in hell that he doesn't show up at his all-time best the next time out that he stands on a bodybuilding stage. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.